Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Wyman.
Yeah, all I have is Mr. Anthony Harris. He's here. We're simply going to get a date to come back for an exam. That's it.
Okay. You have to wait on me to call you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Okay, first up, I have Mr. Callanan.
Morning, Judge. Ready to go.
I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
Real good, Judge. How about you?
Doing good, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. I miss coming over.
But you been in trial or something?
You know, I've done a couple bench trials, but no jury trials.
Okay. Who are you here for?
A young lady by the name of Saritha King.
King, okay. Right now, King.
And Judge, I haven't been able to have contact with her yet. I did get an investigator that left a card at her home, her last known address, and we've attempted to reach her by phone. So I'm not sure how the court wants to handle that, but
Okay, let me call the case.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Calling case number 2405-713501 before the state of Michigan versus Saritha King. Defendant is charged in count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2, domestic violence.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the People, P number 60249.
good morning, Your Honor. Evan Callanan, P30564 on behalf of the defendant.
And what's your question, Mr. Callanan?
Judge, at this time, I'm going to respectfully request an adjournment for a week. I have not had contact with the defendant. I did enlist the services of an investigator who went to her residence, left a card. So we're doing what we can to contact her.
How long have you been looking for?
Since Monday.
Sounds like she's capious to me.
Well, if that's what you want to do, I'll turn her in as soon as she as soon as I have contact with her.
Court will issue a capious revoked bond and set the new bond at $25,000 cash here.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, and good seeing you again. Ms. Strain, would you send me the paper discovery on this, please?
I will.
Thank you.
Good morning again, Mr. Wyman. You're here on
Yes,
Harris?
Yes, Anthony Harris. Yes, Judge.
Does he have both cases?
Do you have both cases?
Yes, I'll take both cases, Judge. I just found out about that. I'm retained, so I'll take both.
Okay.
Calling case number 2405-712201 before the state of Michigan versus Anthony Harris. Defendant is charged in count 1, home invasion, first degree, count 2, domestic violence, second offense notice. Defendant has a official offender, second offense notice. Defendant also has case number 2405-713001. Defendant is charged in count 1, motor vehicle, unlawful driving away. Count 2, domestic violence, second offense notice. Defendant has a habitual offender, second offense notice.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the People, P number 60249.
And good morning, Judge Arnold Weiner, P22104, on behalf of Mr. Davis. I'm Anthony Harris on both cases. Mr. Harris, state your full name if you have any objection to Zoom.
Where do you see Mr. Harris? I don't think Mr. Harris is here.
Yeah, you know, he logged in, Judge. I have him on the speaker. Let me make sure. Give me 10 seconds. I'll call him. He said he was waiting. Anthony Harris. Anthony, are you logged in? The judge can't see you. Hurry up, log in. Are you there? Judge, I think he's logging in now, but if the court would, I can waive his appearance for purposes of the PCC. I'm just setting this down for an exam, and I know it's scheduled for May 22nd. Is it possible to do the exam on May the 24th, on Friday instead?
Sure, the court will waive the defendant's presence, continue the plea of not guilty, and set both matters for preliminary examination on May 24th at 11 o'clock.
All right, thank you. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ms. Lehman.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
Yes, I represent Lamonte Richardson. Is it possible to put us in a breakout room just very briefly, Your Honor?
Okay, hang on.
He's at the Wayne County Jail, Your Honor.
I see him. Go ahead and join the breakout room.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir? Connect your audio on the iPhone. Are you Mr. Harris? Yes, sir. What's your name?
Anthony Harris.
Okay, Mr. Harris, we set your next court date for May 24th at 11 o'clock in 36th District Court.
Can you repeat that, please?
Your next court date is May 24th at 11 o'clock in 36th District Court.
May 24th?
Yes,
Okay,
that's in person.
Okay, yeah, I just was logged in to keep logging me out.
Sir, you're all set now. May 24th at 11 o'clock in person in 36th District Court.
Okay.
See you then. Ms. Lehman, are you ready?
Thank you for allowing me to speak with my client briefly.
I'm sorry?
I said, yes, I am, Your Honor. Thank you for allowing me to speak with my client briefly.
Okay, we're ready on Richardson.
Case number.
Yes.
Case number 2405-690001. People of the state of Michigan versus Lamonte Richardson. Defendant is charged in count 1 and 2 Criminal sexual conduct, third degree. Count 3, controlled substance, delivery of marijuana to a minor.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tina Ripley on behalf of the people, P83688.
Morning, Your Honor. Marielle Lehman on behalf of Lamonte Richardson, P74760. Mr. Richardson, please state your name for the record.
Lamonte Richardson.
And what's your pleasure, Ms. Lehman?
Yes, Your Honor, we are going to waive the preliminary exam. I have spoken with Mr. Richardson. I've discussed his rights as it relates to the exam, and we've decided that he's going to waive the exam.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Sir, you understand you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination. By waiving the same, that means you won't have one and you'll be bound over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court as you stand charged in the complaint warrant. You understand that?
Sir.
You understand the nature and the purpose of a preliminary examination?
Yes, sir.
You understand if you were to have one, the prosecution would have to establish that the crime you're charged with was committed in the city of Detroit, and that there's probable cause to believe you committed it?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone forcing you to waive your right?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything?
No, sir.
Are you waiving your right freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Any objection from the people?
No objection, Judge.
Court finds defendant's waiver is made knowingly and voluntarily freely given. The court will therefore bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for further proceedings. His arraignment on the information, date, and time will be May 23rd, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. Bond will be continued.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank
See
you.
everyone.
You know.
Just if, yes.
Mr. Gaines is here. Mr. Gagnon, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here on Mr. Laird. Did Mr. Laird check in with you?
No, he did not.
All right, I will
He's on
follow
this
whatever the court. I'm sorry, sir.
Not unless he's on this Vortex HD 65 choice.
That's worth a shot. I did not have a good contact phone number. He did not appear to be incarcerated.
Are you going to waive his presence?
I will, sir.
Calling case number 2405-713601. People of the state of Michigan versus Nathaniel Laird. Defendant is charged in count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2, domestic violence.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Brian Gagnick, Your Honor, Neighborhood Defender Service, P64220. May I waive my client's presence, please?
For the waive the defendant's presence, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor, set us a preliminary examination date, please.
How is May 22nd at 11:30?
I'll make it work. 22nd, 11:30.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Same.
Thank you. See everyone tomorrow morning.
Hey, have a good day, Ms. Drain.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. You too.
Good morning, how you doing? It's good, thank you.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir, how are you?
I'm good.
Morning, Judge. You know what? I didn't know you was that famous, Judge. I'm walking to my truck. A group of young ladies stopped me and said, "You work for Judge King, don't you?" I'm like, I want to be in uniform. To my truck when I got off work. "You work for Judge King, don't you?"
You all over TV every day, man.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just you.
They watch everything. They see you.
I did not know you were that famous. You might not say. Absolutely. We'll talk. Meet you, that's that.
Yes, sir.
What do you gotta say? So it's all. It starts at 7 o'clock. So we'll walk around until it goes. Thank you. You right here, Mr. Have a seat.
She sent the same one.
I know we're not supposed to start to 10, but you guys are ready. It's hard.
I'm waiting on the OIC.
I see.
Richard's game.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
That's right. Yes. And there's your turn.
Calling case 2456132, people of the state of Michigan versus Dallas All. Defendant is charged with count 1 homicide, felony murder, count 2 felony firearm. Appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. My name is James Kehoe. My P number is 82812 on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Judge. Robert King, appearing on behalf of Mr. Hall. He stands to my left.
Tell me your name for the record, sir.
Dallas Hall.
There's a date, time set for preliminary examination. Are you ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm asking for sequestration.
All right.
No objection.
How many witnesses?
2, Judge.
You have any preliminary matters other than the sequestration?
Yes, Your Honor. Just 2 matters for the courts.
Okay, hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, if you are a witness or potential witness, I'm ordering you to log off at this time. Go ahead, Mr. Kehoe.
Your Honor, just for the record, just so we're complete, I ask for an exception to the officer in charge, which is Officer Terrell Williams. Who is my neighbor.
Any objection to the OIC remaining?
No, no objection.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you are a witness or potential witness, I'm ordering you to step into the hallway and to further notice.
And Judge, just, I spoke to Mr. Kennedy, just for the record, the family is also in the courtroom as well, and I believe there's no objection to that.
No, I only expect identification and non-stipulated to the
Okay.
purposes of the exam.
All right, very well.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, to the 2 stipulations between the parties, the first is going to be the identification, as Mr. Kennedy said, of the deceased, which is Jalen Sparks. The record that's spelled Jalen, last name Sparks.
So stipulated.
So stipulated, Judge.
Court receives that stipulation.
At this time, I move pursuant to stipulation for the admission of proposed exhibit 1, which is the medical examiner's report in this case.
For exam purposes only, Judge, and then we acknowledge your comment.
Amen.
Your Honor, may I publish?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I distribute a portion of that into the record? I'm sorry?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. Your Honor, this comes from the ME case number 24-02284. Postmortem report drafted by Dr. Omar Reyes, performed on Jalen Sparks at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office on February 17th of this year, 2024. It is my opinion that death was caused by multiple gunshot wounds. Postmortem examination revealed 3 gunshot wounds on the body, 1 to the neck and 2 to the back. Perforating gunshot wounds to the neck labeled GSW number 1. There was an entrance gunshot wound on the right side of the posterior neck. There was no soot or gunpowder stippling noted on the skin surrounding this wound. The wound track proceeded from this injury through the soft tissue of the neck, right orthopharynx, epiglottis, and left orthopharynx. There was an exit gunshot wound on the left side of the neck. Associated with this wound was subarachnoid hemorrhage and bilateral chemoaspiration. The wound track was from back to front and right to left when the body is viewed in the standard anatomical position. Perforating gunshot wound to the back, GSW number 2. There was an entrance gunshot wound on the right side of the back. There was no soot or gunpowder stippling noted on the skin surrounding this wound. The wound track proceeded from this injury through the soft tissue of the back, soft tissue of the neck, maxillary bone, and left frontal bone, There was an exit gunshot wound on the left eyebrow. Associated with this wound was a laceration of the left eye globe and left paraorbital contusion. The wound track was from back to front and right to left when the body is viewed in the standard anatomical position. Perforating gunshot wounds to the back, close range, GSW number 3. There was an entrance gunshot wound on the right side of the back. There was an eccentric area of gunpowder stippling on the skin surrounding the wounds. The wound track proceeded from this injury through the soft tissue of the right shoulder. There was an exit gunshot wound on the right superior shoulder. The wound track was from back to front when the body is viewed in the standard anatomical position. The manner of death is homicide, and Your Honor, that was signed by Dr. Reyes on March 14th of 2024.
All right. Your Honor, with that, I have no further preliminary matters at this time. Okay. Ready to call your first witness?
Very Your Honor.
Please do.
Your Honor, this time we call Terrence Oden to the stand.
Good morning, sir. Please step forward, give your name and the spelling of your name to the young lady seated over to you, to your right. Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. There's a spot next to me. There should be a microphone somewhere around there. Place that in your lap and speak directly into that so we can hear you, okay? Just pull that over. You're ready.
Sorry.
Maybe give me your.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Terrence Oden.
Thank you, sir. And I want to just start off with a couple formalities, okay, sir?
Yes.
Who did you just enter the courtroom with, sir?
My mother and my attorney.
Okay. Your attorney, just for the record, is Mr. Potts?
Yes.
Okay. Can you understand why you're here today, sir?
Yes.
Can you understand that you're here pursuant to an order of immunity for today's purposes, sir?
Yes.
Apart from anything that was stated in that order, have you seen that order, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Apart from anything that was listed in that order, has anyone promised you anything to be here today, sir?
No.
Has anybody threatened you in any way to be here, sir?
No.
Okay. Apart from anything that was listed in that order, do you have anything you wish to bring up at this point, just about your being here, sir?
No.
Okay. So, sir, I want to draw your attention back to February 16th of this year, okay?
Yeah.
Where were you that evening?
Della, Trayvon.
I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit.
I said Jalen, Della, and Trayvon was in the car.
Okay, where was the car at?
I don't remember. I just remember it was in front of Jalen's house or her neighbor's house.
Okay. Do you know what street, or excuse me, what city Jalen lived in?
Detroit.
Okay. And you said Jalen and two other individuals. Can you just say that again?
Jalen, Dallas, and Trayvon.
Okay. How long did you know Jalen?
Since I was like 7 or 8.
Okay, so about 16 years or so?
No, I'm like 18.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got your age wrong. So about 12 years?
Yeah.
Okay. How long had you known Trey?
I met Trey like 3 years ago.
Okay. What about Dallas?
I met Dallas last year, or like last year. I met him 2 years ago. My first time meeting in person was last year.
Okay. And, did any of you guys in the car have nicknames that day?
It's just, we call Dallas, we call him Dolo.
Okay. What about Trayvon?
Trey,
Okay. What about Jalen?
Jay,
Okay. Did you have a nickname?
yeah, they call him TJ.
TJ?
Yeah.
Okay. So what were you guys doing in the car that day?
Listening to music, smoking,
What were you smoking?
marijuana.
Okay. How long had you guys been in the car smoking?
I can't recall. It was probably an hour or two.
Okay. How did you first get to this location?
Uber.
Did you go by yourself or were you with someone?
I was with Dallas.
Okay. And why did you go there? What was your plan to go there?
I got a call from Jalen and Trey.
Okay. And I don't want you to tell me what Jalen or Trey said, okay?
No, I was telling you what our plan. I ended up there.
Okay. I just want to make sure you don't say it because you can't say what they told you, okay? Okay, so you got a call from Jalen and Trey, what happened?
They asked me that I wanted to come over, so I hang out
What's
with
the objection?
Well, Judge, asking is not an assertion, it's not hearsay. He's allowed to say he was asked something and based on his asking, he went and did something.
I'll take it for the limited purpose.
Thank you, Judge.
Effect on the list.
Thank you, Judge. So you were asked to go to the location?
Yes,
Okay, and then what'd you do?
went over there.
Okay.
I went over there. I was there playing, staying at my grandmother's house.
How far away, and I don't need to know the address, but how far was grandma's house from there?
Around the corner.
Okay. Do you recall about what time you and Dolo or Dallas got there?
No, I don't recall.
It's okay. Was the sun still up or had it set?
I believe so.
Do you believe so? It was up or that it was down?
It was up.
Okay. And so you get there, you're smoking, you're talking. What happens next?
I doze off after like an hour.
Okay. What do you next remember after you come to?
I just remember I heard like movement, like playing, yeah, like
Well, first let me stop you there. I forgot to ask. Where in the car are you?
passenger, like that passenger seat.
Okay. Where's everyone else seated?
Trayvon was in front of me, Jalen was in the driver's seat, Delo was on the left side of me,
Was he in the front or the back?
back seat.
Okay. And how many seats are in the back?
2.
Okay. So you're in the back passenger and Dolo's where?
Back driver's seat.
Okay. And I cut you off, I apologize. So you've come to and you said you heard a noise?
Yeah, I heard like playing, moving.
Where was that coming from?
I looked, it was like they were just playing, like listening to music playing.
Who's that?
Trayvon, Jalen, Dallas, listening to music and stuff playing. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then does anything else happen after that?
I dozed off again, like a few moments later, I heard gunshots. I hopped out the car and ran.
Where did the gunshots come from?
I don't know. I thought they came from outside. I thought somebody shot the car.
Okay, so when you come to the second time, where is everyone?
Everybody was like, I ran. I don't know.
No, it's okay. Before you ran,
Before I ran?
yeah, before you ran, you said you heard gunshots, right?
No, I ran when I heard the gunshots.
Okay, so you come to the second time. How long after do you hear these gunshots?
Let's see, like 10, 15 seconds later.
Okay, so I want to talk about that 10, 15 seconds before the gunshots, okay?
Yes.
Where is everyone at this point?
Trey was in the front seat. Dallas was like in the back seat, like towards the middle.
Okay, and where's Jalen?
Jalen was in the driver's seat.
Okay, so everyone's in the same spots?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens next before the gunshots?
Like I said, I heard moving like they was playing. Music was playing, so I really couldn't tell for I just seen like moving.
What do you see?
I just seen Dallas, Trey, Jalen, they was just moving.
When you say
They was
movement,
playing, like,
when you say playing, what does that mean to you?
like, wrestling, like what we normally do.
Can you say it's normal for them to wrestle like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear any words at this point?
No, it was music. I just heard like the seats.
You just heard a what?
I just heard like the seat move, like movement from the seat.
Movement from the seat, got it. Okay. So you see some wrestling in that area. What happens after the wrestling?
Those back go, I laid back down. I laid back down on the door, and then like 10, 15 seconds later, it's like gunshots. I hopped out the car and ran.
So I just want to be clear. When you hear the gunshots, where are you at?
In the back seat.
Okay. Where's Dale?
In the back seat, I believe.
Where is Jalen?
In the seat,
Well, what about Trey?
Trey was in the front seat.
Okay. And how many gunshots do you hear at this point?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Where in relation to you do you hear the gunshots coming from?
I just heard gunshots.
But where?
Like towards like the front of the car.
Okay, so straight ahead of you?
Yeah. Not straight ahead, but in the front.
Well, give me a direction. So straight ahead could be.
Straight ahead, it was like somebody, like I said, I thought I was asleep. I thought somebody shot the car.
Okay, so but you just pointed, and was it fair that it was kind of forward but left? Is what you just pointed to?
It was just like in the front area of the car. Sorry, gunshots.
Prior to that moment, had you seen any guns in the car?
No.
So today you're saying that you heard the gunshots come from in front of you, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember talking to the police about this?
Yes.
Okay. You told them something a little bit different about where the gunshots came from, didn't you?
I don't recall. Right.
Okay, do you remember what you told the police about the effect these gunshots had on you?
My ears ring.
Okay, where did that ringing come from?
The gunshots.
Okay, and where were the gunshots?
In the car. I guess. It sounded like
Objection to speculation.
in the front seat. I heard gunshots coming from the front.
Okay, but you remember giving a statement, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you signed that statement saying that this is what you remember to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Okay, and because you're being honest with the police, correct?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember telling the police that actually the gunshots came from the left of you?
Yes, like in the front area of the car. I just said in the front of the car. Like, it was like straight ahead. It was like,
Well, you told the police that they came from next to you, isn't that fair?
I don't recall.
Okay, well, if I showed you your statement, would that help refresh your memory? Okay. Primary approach.
Okay.
Yes, I remember.
Okay. I'm gonna just ask you again, well, first, you had the opportunity to refresh your memory with your statement, was that fair?
Yes.
Okay, did that refresh your memory, sir?
Yes.
Okay, where did the gunshots come from?
Statement said, I feel like they came from next to.
Where?
Next to, like, yeah. Like, just next to.
And how long after did you experience the ringing in your ears?
I heard the first shot.
Now, just want to be clear, do you recall how many gunshots you heard?
No.
Okay, so you hear these gunshots, what do you do?
Get out the car.
Okay, did you see anyone else at this point?
I had the moment I ran, I looked behind, see Dallas.
Where's that?
He was running, he was behind me running.
Okay, what about Jalen, did you see Jalen?
You know, went back when I first hopped out the car and ran, I seen Jalen fall out the car.
Okay, and when you look back again, do you see Jalen at that point?
No,
Okay, what about Trey or Trayvon?
no, I never seen Trey get out the car.
Okay. After you get out of the car, where'd he go?
I ran across the van.
Okay. Did you see anyone else that day from this group?
This group, like after?
Yeah.
Dallas, we met up at.
Okay. Did you at any point see Trey again?
No.
What about Jalen?
No.
One other thing, Mr. Odin, that I forgot to ask you, might be a silly question, okay, but do you see Dallas in the courtroom today, sir?
Yes.
Or Dolo, as you called him?
Yes.
Can you just say an article of clothing that he's wearing and where he is seated, sir?
Green and white, you can see it right there. Next, two seats down from me.
Okay, would that be to your left or to your right, just so we're clear?
To my right.
Okay. Your Honor, may the record reflect identification of the defendant Dallas Ald in this matter?
So moved.
I guess I just want to be clear about one other thing. So after the gunshots, did you ever see a gun, sir?
No.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Your Honor, I have no further questions at this point.
Cross-examine. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Odin.
Good morning.
Am I saying your name right, Mr. Odin?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Odin, you said that you have known Mr. Ald since last year?
Yeah, my first time meeting him, like in person, was last year.
Last year, so you've known him for less than a year.
I knew him for like 2 years.
You've known him for 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've known Mr. Smith, that's Jalen?
Mr. Smith, and I work.
Okay.
Said I can repeat that.
Is there a person named Jalen Smith?
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay, so what's Jalen's last name?
Sparks.
And how long have you known him?
Since I was like 7 or 8.
Okay, so how many years, how old are you now?
I'm 17.
Okay. All right, so you've known Mr. Sparks for long?
Yes.
Okay. And you definitely knew where he lived?
Yes.
All right. And would I be correct in that, to your knowledge, Mr. Ald didn't know Mr. Sparks at all?
Can't testify to somebody else.
Okay. Did you ever seen Mr. Sparks with Mr. Ald before that age?
No.
No. You ever seen Mr. Sparks at, well, Mr. Ald at Mr. Sparks' home?
No.
Has he ever been to your grandmother's house?
Mr. Sparks?
No, Mr. Ald.
I don't know.
Has he ever been there with you?
I don't recall.
Okay, so then I guess the answer would be no.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure whether he was there with you?
Have you ever been there? I'm not sure.
All right. And that would be in the last year, you saw him like.
Oh, yes, I seen him at the Thanksgiving.
At your grandmother's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, who was at your grandmother's house?
Mr. Otis, I got picked up by my cousin, but my auntie house Thanksgiving. I don't think he came in though.
All right, and you've known Mr. Smith, Mr. Trayvon Smith, right?
Yes.
You've known him longer than you've known Mr. Ald.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Smith, first of all, do you carry a gun?
No.
Do you ever carry?
No.
And did you have a gun that night?
No.
Okay. And you don't have any guns at home, that particular day? You didn't keep guns at your house because you don't have any, right?
No.
Have you ever seen Trayvon with a gun?
No.
Did you see Trayvon with a gun that night?
No.
Have you ever seen Mr. All with a gun?
I don't recall. I'm not sure.
All right. Did you see Mr. All with a gun that night?
No.
And you didn't see any shooting in the car at all?
No.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you get there with someone or you came by yourself?
I came with Mr. Hawks.
Came with Mr. All?
Yes.
So because he's not, according to you, he's not familiar with the other two, right?
No, he was familiar. Well, I know how much I was familiar with each other.
All right, but he came because you brought him.
We needed a ride home.
You needed a ride home?
Yeah.
So you brought him along, you brought Mr. All along as your ride home.
No, well, Mr. Sparks offered us a ride to come hang out with them.
So Mr. Sparks knew that you were bringing Mr. All with you.
Objection,
Yeah.
speculation.
So you told Mr. Oz that you told Mr. Sparks that you were bringing Mr. Oz with you.
Yes.
Okay. And I guess you and Mr. Oz were in the same car.
Yes.
And you didn't see any gun in, right?
No.
And you and Mr. Oz got out of the same car to get into Mr. Sparks' car, right?
Yes.
You didn't see no gun in, right?
No.
And you didn't tell anybody to commit a robbery.
No.
You didn't expect any robbery to be committed.
No.
And you never committed a robbery with Mr. All.
No.
You never committed a robbery with Mr. Sparks.
No.
And you never committed a robbery with Mr. Smith.
No.
Was everybody smoking weed?
Yes.
All right. And everybody, what kind of music do you all listen to?
It was our music. And we were showing each other our music. Like
The music that you all created?
Yes.
Music that, so you're in the music business?
I'm not in a business, I just like recording.
You like recording?
Yes.
Okay. When you first dozed off, no argument.
No.
When you woke up and are they moving to the music? Are they wrestling to the music?
I'm not sure, just like it was playing. I don't know what we do.
Okay, but that's normal. That's something you all always do.
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't think nothing of it?
No.
You don't hear anybody cussing anybody out?
No, like I said, the music was.
I'm asking you another question. You hear anybody cussing anybody out?
No.
You can't answer,
I said no.
Okay. You hear anyone threatening anyone?
No.
You hear anyone? And you still say, now you've been given immunity for today, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You talked to your lawyer about that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what does immunity for today mean to you?
Whatever I say today can be used against me.
Cannot be used against you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so did you have another sit-down conversation with the prosecutor's office before that immunity?
No.
Was there any expectation of what you were supposed to say to them?
No.
Did you all go over the statement that you already made?
No, I just read it.
You read that statement again?
Yes.
Before they gave you the immunity?
No, not before.
After you got the immunity, they asked you to read the statement again?
They never asked me to. My lawyer gave it to me.
The lawyer gave it to you.
Yes.
So your lawyer wanted you to read the statement.
Yes.
And did you think that was making sure you were ready for your testimony today?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. When you got into the Uber with Mr. R leaving,
Yes.
was there any conversations between you and Mr. R about the incident?
No. It was they basically was a talk when we got home.
I didn't hear that.
I said no. He just told me he was gonna talk to me when we got home.
All right, so Mr. R never indicated to you that he shot anyone.
No.
Thank you. You never seen Mr. R with a gun in that Uber?
No.
So that particular night, you never saw Mr. R with a gun or shoot anyone?
No.
I just want to make that correction. I want to make it clear for the record, because you're saying no, but you're agreeing with me. Is that right?
You said that I ever see Mr. Oz with a gun or shooting. I said no.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Can you redirect?
Briefly, if I may, Judge. So one thing, Mr. Odom, you were asked about, with defense counsel here, about had you ever seen Mr. Ald with a gun before, and you said you weren't sure, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember being asked about that when you gave the police statement to Officer Williams here?
I'm confused. Like,
Okay.
before that day or like.
No. So we're talking, you were asked, had you ever seen Mr. Ald with a gun before? You recall being asked that?
Have I ever seen him with a gun?
Correct. Just ever.
Just ever? Oh, yes.
Okay, so you were asked by defense counsel, you recall that?
Yes.
Okay, and you said you weren't sure, were your words. I just want to clear that up, okay?
Sure, I wasn't sure what he was talking about.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again then, have you ever, and I'm not talking about just on February 16th, have you ever seen Mr. Ald with guns before?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall approximately when?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor, I just want to clear that up.
Yeah. Mr. Odom, you understand that you told me that you didn't remember that, seeing him with a gun.
He said he wasn't
I
sure.
wasn't sure what you was asking.
Okay, you wasn't sure what I was asking.
Yeah.
The fact that you had this immunity agreement for whatever you say today doesn't have anything to do with the fact that when Mr. Kehoe asked you again, you're agreeing with Mr. Kehoe. That's not because of your immunity, is it?
No.
You changed your story twice, right?
Objection, Your Honor, that's argumentative.
I asked him a question, you can say no, you can say yes. Your answer was?
Can you repeat the question?
No, you don't, I want to make sure you don't remember it, right? You don't remember what I just asked you, right?
No.
Okay.
Didn't hear you clearly.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. How long have you said you've known the defendant, Mr. Ald, for about a year?
I met him at like, I physically met him
Well, you physically met him, but you knew of him before then, is that right? You had some other kind of communication with him?
Yeah, I met him through mutuals and my family.
Okay. And approximately a year ago is when you saw him in person, is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And after you saw him in person, did you guys begin to hang out with each other?
Couple months ago, like we started hanging out more like after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so you started hanging out after Thanksgiving. How often did you hang out with after Thanksgiving?
Whenever I go to my auntie's house,
How often is that?
every weekend, every other weekend.
Every weekend or every other weekend? Okay. Would you consider him a friend?
Serious, somebody, yeah, like, I guess,
Was he a friend or not?
he was.
Okay, he was a friend. All right. So on this day, we're talking about February 16th. How did you end up in a car with these other guys smoking weed?
Called
Called from who?
Trayvon in jail.
They both called you?
They was in a car together.
All right. And they said, come hang out with us?
Yeah, they said, come hang out. They asked where I was at. And I told them I was in the city.
That you were in the city? All right. And at the time, Mr. Alden was with you?
Yeah.
Because you guys were hanging out, right?
I met Mr. We was with another mutual friend.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I said, me and Mr. Oz was with a mutual.
You were with a mutual friend. And this was on a Friday, right? February 16th was a Friday.
I believe so.
So then you said that you guys hung out every weekend or every other weekend. So this is one of the weekends that you would hang out with Mr. Alden?
No, it was just random. I just went to go outside one day.
It was random. So these guys call you and tell you to come hang out with them, right?
Yes.
They didn't want to come pick you up? They had a vehicle, right?
I asked them, I think I asked them if they picked me up. They asked where I was at. They never came. And then I heard, if I'm not mistaken, they called me like 30 minutes later and told me to come. I guess they went somewhere.
So you get an Uber to take you to where they are?
Yes.
And where were they?
It was there. It was on Starter.
Starter in Detroit.
Yes.
And whose house was that?
It was the car. It started.
Was it in front of somebody's house?
It was in front of somebody's house. I don't recall who else.
Okay. So you get them in an Uber to go over there on Stoddard, and your understanding of why you're going over there is to do what?
Hang out.
What does hang out mean?
Just hang out, send personal, listen to music like we normally do.
Like so you've done this before with these guys?
That was our normal routine. Me Trayvon in jail.
You, Trayvon, and Jalen. At this time, you're bringing Mr. All. Is that right? Mr. All is with you?
Yes.
You tell Mr. All, we're about to go over here on the Stoddard with my boys, and we're gonna get in the car and smoke weed and chill and listen to music.
No, he just asked. I don't recall how that went. I just remember. I found out he knew Trey when they called me.
Okay. So Mr. All knew Trey. Okay, so you guys get there and you get in the car. Where do you get in the car?
Back passenger seat.
Back passenger. Where does Mr. All get?
Back driver's seat.
Back driver's seat.
Yes.
Okay. And Jalen is in the driver's seat, is that right?
Yes.
This is Jalen's car?
Yes.
Okay. And Trey was in the passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys smoking weed and listening to music and then you doze off, is that right?
Yes.
You wake up and you say, who's wrestling?
I'm not sure who exactly was wrestling. I just seen movies for everybody.
movement from everybody.
Like, yeah, like from
That
Jalen.
didn't concern you at all?
No, because like we just, that's what we normally do.
That's what who normally does.
Like me and all my friends, like we just normally wrestle with boys. That's what we normally do.
Right, but Mr. Auld wasn't part of that group, though, right?
At
least not with you.
He wasn't part of the group with Mr. Sparks. From my knowledge.
But there's movement. And where was this movement coming from?
All three, you know.
All three of them were involved in this movement?
From my knowledge, yes.
Okay. Didn't concern you too much, so much to the fact that you went back to sleep, is that right?
I'm not for real, I ain't really think nothing of it.
You didn't go back to sleep?
I said I really didn't think nothing of it.
I heard that and I said, did you go back to sleep?
Yeah, I laid back down.
All right. How much later did you hear gunshots?
10, 15 seconds later.
So you weren't fully asleep?
Not for real. I was dozing back up.
Okay. Recall how much weed you had smoked at that time?
No. I just remember hitting the blunt.
Or you just hit it? You didn't
No,
smoke
I
one
said,
to yourself?
I just remember hitting it. I don't know how many times I hit it.
Okay. All right. So you don't recall how many shots you heard?
No.
Was it more than one?
Yes.
Okay, so when you hear the shots, you bail out of there. Is that right?
Yes.
And the shots were so close that their ears were ringing?
Yes.
And you said the shots came from the left of you?
That's what it felt like. It just came from next to me.
What came next to you? And next to you was where Mr. Auld was sitting?
I wanted to say that. It just felt like it was.
Listen to my question, I'll ask it again. Next to you was where Mr. Auld was sitting?
That's where he was sitting, but the shots felt like he was just on my perimeter. They were super close.
I didn't ask you that, I asked you where Mr. Auld was sitting.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was next.
Because you said Mr. Sparks was in the driver's seat, right?
Yes.
And Trey was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And you were in the back passenger seat,
Yes.
passenger side. Mr. Auld was on the back driver's side.
Yes.
You heard gunshots coming from, was next to you, made your ears ring, right?
I didn't. I felt like I never said I heard it come from this. I felt it. Like, yeah.
All right. Are you afraid to be here today?
No,
Did something happen to your lip?
I was born like that.
Okay. Just asking. Ain't no threats. No one has threatened you or anything?
No.
Okay, when the shots rang out, you took off running. And you say you look back and you see Mr. Auld is running behind you, is that right?
Yes.
You didn't see Mr. Auld doing what?
No.
You guys meet up where?
Not sure. I just know it was across Van Dyke.
It was where?
Across Van Dyke.
Across Van Dyke, okay? And you meet up with Mr. Auld. Did you discuss what happened, just happened? Because you said shots just rang out either in the car or to the car. You don't say anything about, hey man, you okay?
Yeah, I asked him what happened. He was straight. He was like, he was gonna get our ride home.
He said what?
He was like, yeah. He was like, he was gonna get our ride home.
He said, yeah, let's get a ride home.
He was gonna get our ride home.
He was gonna get your ride home. You didn't ask him what happened?
I did.
What'd he say?
I told you, he was gonna talk to me when we got home.
He said, I'll talk to you when we get home.
Yeah.
You see any injury to him?
No, I don't recall.
So when you get home, did you talk to him?
I talked to him and him because he was asking, was I okay? He just asked me, was I okay?
Did you ask him?
I hung up after he was restaurant and I was eating my food.
You never asked him about what happened about the shooting in the car?
I really didn't ask no questions until the next day.
So you asked questions the next day? You asked Mr. All questions the next day?
I don't recall. I remember talking to Trayvon.
You didn't talk to Mr. All?
I don't recall. Talked to Mr. All that night. I don't recall that.
You talked to him that night. What did he say that night?
I don't remember exactly our conversations.
Well, it had to be centered around what happened, right? It wasn't.
I just said, like I said, I asked him. He said he was upset. He never said about it.
Did you ever find out what happened to Jalen?
I heard from Trayvon.
Okay. Any questions based on my questions?
Briefly, Judge.
Go ahead.
Mr. Odom, you were asked about, and I just want to focus when you and Mr. Alt first met up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So how did that happen?
I'm objecting, continue.
What's your
The
objection?
witness continues to say, just for the record, I would like a yes or no.
Yes.
So is that a yes?
You have to answer yes or no, so we can't understand you when you say okay? So answer yes or no.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So how did you and Mr. Alt come together at first that day?
I was going to meet with a mutual, and Mr. Oz was with.
Okay. When after you get the call
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. He said he was going to meet
with a mutual.
Yeah.
Is that correct? You were going to meet with a mutual, you said?
Yes.
And that Mr. Alt was there?
Yes.
Okay. After you get the phone call from Jalen and Trey, did you speak with Mr. Alt at that point?
Mr. Oz was next to him.
Okay. Did you ask him to go with you? Or I guess, why did he come with you to meet Jalen and Trey?
Like I said, Mr. Sparks offered us a ride home.
Okay. To both of you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. I just want to clear it up. No further questions.
Anything else, Mr. King?
yes. You know, when you were, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were first asked about where the shots came from. Did you say in the front of the car?
Like it's a sign they came from like the front.
All right, and then you have changed that. It can't be that it came from the front and came from the back of the car, correct?
I just know, I never said it came from, I said.
You said it came from the side of you and you were in the back seat, is that right?
I felt like it was next to, like in my perimeter.
You weren't in the back seat, you were in the back seat.
Yes.
All right, so when you said first that it sounded like it came from in front of you, that means that it didn't come from the back seat, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so you know you're here to tell the truth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it can't be true that you heard them, you thought they were from the front of the car. And then when the judge is asking you, sounded like it came from side of you.
No, I never said it sounded like it came from the side. He said, did I said I feel like it came from next to, I said, yes, in my perimeter. I feel like it was just in my perimeter.
The perimeter would be inside of the car?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember on direct examination saying that you thought someone was shooting at the car?
Yes.
But doesn't that sound like from outside of the car?
No, I said that because, like I said, when I seen Jalen fall out the car, as I was running, I just seen bullet holes. I seen like 2 bullet holes in the driver.
So at some point you thought that it was coming from outside of the car?
Outside, yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Is it still true that when you heard the shots, you thought they were coming from outside of the car or inside of the car?
Outside.
And in front of the car, not next to you?
It was just in my perimeter, like it was just around.
Well, you just told me in front of the car. Whether it's in your, all of it would be in your perimeter.
I heard the shots, like.
All of it would be in your perimeter, am I correct?
I don't know.
Anywhere around the car would be in your perimeter if you were in the car, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm specifically asking about you saying it was in front of the car.
You said that I hear. Where did I hear shots? I never said.
And what did you say?
I said something came in front of the car.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Anything else? Thank you, sir. You can step down. Sir?
Wait, I'm objecting now. If there's no question in front of him, I sat down, Kehoe sat down. Your Honor didn't have any more questions. You were about to let him leave. And he talked to his lawyer and now he wants to make a statement. This is not there's no question in front of him. Without knowing, I'm objecting.
Sir, is there some part of your testimony? Well, let me ask you this. You're involved in an immunity agreement, the use immunity agreement. That's in exchange for your truthful testimony. Is that right?
Yes.
Has everything you said been truthful?
Yes.
Is there anything that needs to be cleared up that you may have
Yes, I want
said
to
wrong?
explain. I want to explain to the defense attorney, like what I was trying to actually like explain from here. Like he said, I feel heard like, from me. When I said I feel it, it was like I just feel it like. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel it.
You felt like the shots came from the side of you, but
I just feel like they just came
the
from
shots.
around me. Period. Like just period. It was just around me. Feeling like, you know, like,
Based on what you saw and what you heard, did it appear that the shots came from inside the car or outside the car?
I never seen the shots. I never seen.
I didn't ask you what you seen. I understand that you didn't see the actual shooting for your testimony.
Yeah, that's I never seen. I'm trying to clarify that. He asked me, did I hear anything? I said, from what my understanding, me trying to like go back and like think, like it just sounded like it came from the front. Or like me feeling like the feeling from the I don't know, like, but like me feeling like it was just on a perimeter, like it was like just super close.
So are you saying you felt what felt like a compression coming from next to you, but the sound sounded like it coming from in front of you?
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Thank you, sir. You just said that.
All right.
Next witness, please.
Trayvon Smith, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Kehoe, how many witnesses do you have?
That's the last one, Judge.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. And please have a seat in the witness box next to me. Keep your voice up nice and loud and pick up that microphone that's to your left, direction to your right once you have the seat. Place it in your lap and speak directly into that. Maybe when you're ready.
Thank you. Morning, sir. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Trayvon Smith.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to draw your attention back to February 16th of this year, okay? Who were you with that day?
Jalen.
And where were you guys at?
His people's house.
Okay, do you know what street that is?
Star.
Okay, silly question, but is that in the city of Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay, and where were you and Jalen at?
I think that's his grandparents' house.
But physically, like, where were you at?
In a car.
Okay, whose car?
His.
Where were you seated?
I was in the passenger seat.
What about Jalen?
He was driving.
Okay, what were you and Jalen doing?
Shit, I was getting blown, getting drunk.
You were getting what?
I was getting drunk. I was getting blown. I was doing drugs free.
So drugs, blow, drunk?
I was smoking weed. I was doing some shrooms.
Okay.
I was drinking and shit.
What's Jalen doing?
He doing the same shit. I think we both.
Don't forget where you are.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hold on one second. Thank you, Judge. Just 1 second, Mr. Smith. So you and Jalen are just hanging out. About how long have you two been out there?
Man, I don't know for real, like all day, bro.
Okay. What's the next thing that happens that's different?
Man, shit, we was riding around.
Hold on, so stop saying the other shit, okay?
Oh, I didn't even know I said that. So
Okay.
we was riding around for a minute. I think we had went to go get like some pills or something. And then we went back to the grandparents' house.
Okay. What'd you do next?
Shit, I was smoking. I was on Instagram. I took a nap and shit. We just sat in front of the house. Oh, I'm sorry. That is how I talk. My bad.
So, Mr. Smith, at some point, did you see anyone else
No,
at all that day?
no, Jalen Peoples pulled up. Other than that,
So who
not
was
really. Shit, I had smoked with Remy. He had a list.
Hold on. So again, we gotta watch language. Pretend it's your Sunday best or something, but so how many people show up?
One of the Jalen mans came at first. I had smoked with them too.
Do you know who that person was?
I think his name Remy.
I'm sorry?
Remy.
Okay. Did you see anyone else?
No, after that, 2 more people had came and we was smoking with them, but I don't know.
Okay. Did that other person, Remy, were they still there when the other 2 arrived?
No, I think he was gone. But
So what did the other 2 people do?
shit, we was just in a car getting blown for real.
So you got 1 more time to disrespect this court by cussing.
Oh, my
1
bad.
more time. I'm not gonna tell you again.
All right.
Think before you open your mouth.
So there's 2 other individual. Where do you see these 2 people at?
They sit in the back, but I've never seen them.
Okay. You had never seen either of them before?
No, those are Jalen peoples.
Okay, did you know any of their names?
No,
So what happens next after they're in the back?
man,
Don't do it.
I know. We was smoking for probably like an hour or two. Me and Jalen had took the pills we had went to go get. I'm on the phone for a minute. I started probably dozing in. I'm on the phone on Instagram for probably like 30 minutes.
Then what happens?
So after that, I was here shooting. I jumped in the mud. I see.
So you're saying a lot of things, so I'll break it up, okay?
All right.
So before the shooting, what do you see?
Nothing. I'm on my phone.
What do you hear?
I heard somebody voice, but I can't really make out what I heard.
Well, you told the police you heard something very specific. What did you hear?
Like where the pole at or something.
What does where the pole at mean?
Uh,
You know what it means. What does it mean?
a gun or something.
Okay. Did you know of any guns in the car at that point?
No,
Okay. What about with Jalen? Did you know if he had a gun?
no, I know he got one though, but I ain't know if he had no.
Okay. Who was the person I asked where the pole at?
I'm not sure.
Well, was it you?
No,
Was it Jalen?
no.
How many other people are in the car at this point?
I think 2 other people.
Okay. Do you know which of the 2?
No,
Do you know the street names of either of these 2 individuals?
no,
At that point or now?
not at all.
Do you recall talking to the police about the street names of these 2 individuals?
No,
Where do the gunshots come from?
I think from behind, but I don't really know for real because when I looked over, I just seen Jay falling over. But he was outside, so.
Well, you say behind me, which directly behind or back and left?
Shit, I mean, I don't know for real. As soon as I heard shooting, I just did it, so I don't really know.
So, you recall talking to the police about this, sir?
Bits and pieces, yeah, I do remember coming to get it.
Okay, and do you recall being asked about if you ever saw a gun during this whole transaction, sir?
No,
So you don't recall telling the police that you saw a gun, sir?
well, I told him that I heard the shooting. I probably did.
No. Mr. Smith, listen to my question.
Uh-huh.
You recall being asked if you had seen a gun during this incident?
No, I don't recall that.
You recall telling the police that you saw a gun?
No,
You don't recall telling the police that you saw a gun pointed at Jalen's head?
no,
So you don't recall any of that?
Have to answer out loud, sir.
no,
So you don't recall seeing a gun point at Jalen's head and ask where the pole at?
no, I heard where the pole at, but I don't recall seeing it.
You don't recall any of the street names of these individuals that you were with that day? Is that fair?
Yes,
So
I don't know. I don't recall.
who is 700 TJ?
I'm not sure. One of J people.
Okay, but that was in your phone that there's someone called 700 TJ, right?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I met him through Jay. That's all I really know about career.
Okay, and who was that individual that day?
Shit, Jay man, so who he was saying was gonna come smoke with us.
Okay, did you see that individual?
Earlier in the day.
What about during this incident? $700 TJ, did you see that individual during this incident?
No,
So your testimony today is that you didn't see the individual you know as 700 TJ in the car?
yes,
What about the name Dolo or Zelo?
no,
You didn't see that individual either?
no,
So, Mr. Smith, you know you're under oath, right?
yes,
You know that everything you told the police was video recorded, right?
Yes.
So you understand if you're saying something different today than you told the police, that would be lying to a police officer.
Yes.
So you understand that, right?
Yes.
You understand that's a felony, right?
Yes.
Okay. Knowing all that and knowing what you told the police, what happened?
Well, I just told you that.
So then everything that I just asked you about what you told the police, was that a lie? Help me understand.
I'm sorry, can you?
Hold on a second, Mr. T. Before you go any further, I understand this defendant does in fact have an attorney that's open to Judge Giles. Before you go any further,
Yeah, I think
to himself.
Yeah, I think we need some.
Have to get his attorney over there.
Thank you, Judge. Can we have a 10-minute recess, Judge? Sure.
The Spirit says she has no attorney. This one? Right. Great. She says she's not. Right. Okay. It's not a counsel. Okay. Sir, come here, step down. This one. Come on, this one.
We're not gonna like keep it. Otherwise.
Yeah. The initial stuff, yeah.
Mr. Kenny, Mr. Kenny, what's this witness's name?
Trayvon, Smith.
Trayvon. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Call around. Call his back. Well, it feels like average.
Mr. Potts, I wonder if we could have used you.
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Conflict of interest.
Great conflict. Okay.
contact someone from the defendant's office. They were shorthanded, they're trying to free somebody in this office.
He spoke to Mr. A, Judge, but I don't know what the outcome of that
Who's Miss Gray?
is. See you, Gray?
Oh, seen
Colbert, Gray. I forgot the type, Judge.
all right. So are you comfortable with him speaking to Ms. Gray when you go forward?
I didn't talk to her, so I'm not sure what the.
The judge said that she wasn't retained.
Does she talk to him this morning?
Just now. Just now. Of course, we'll make the appropriate inquiry. I can't ask questions, Judge, so I'm not going to.
All right, let's have you step in. Sir, let me remind you that you're still under oath, okay? So, take the microphone again. So let me give you a gentle, or maybe not so gentle reminder that you are in fact under oath. And I'm not saying that you're lying or have lied, but let me caution you that if you do in fact lie under oath, what are the duties on a, here's an attorney. I'm gonna give you a moment to speak to Ms. Shea. Good morning. This is the witness that I called for. Why don't you step down and go speak to the witness?
Thank you, Judge, for the inquiry.
this point, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's happy to do this. Counsel, let me have you step in as well. State your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Shai, P number 8179.
Can you spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yes, CHEAIB as in boy.
Thank you, Ms. Shah. You've had an opportunity to talk to the witness here.
I did, Your Honor.
All right. You're satisfied that he understands the importance of his truthful testimony and also the penalties for perjury?
Yes, sir.
You comfortable with him proceeding at this point?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're back on the record on case number 24566132. Mr. Kehoe?
Thank you, Judge. So, Mr. Smith, I want to go back to where we were at with the car, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with this. Who was in the car just before the shooting?
Me, Jay, TJ, Elo,
How long has you known Jay?
like 6 years,
Okay. What about TJ?
like 2.
Okay. How often would you and TJ hang out?
Often, not too often, every couple weeks.
Okay. Do you know TJ's real name?
No,
Okay. Did you see TJ today?
no,
Okay. What about the fourth individual? You said D'Lo?
yeah,
How long have you known D'Lo, or when did you first meet him?
I don't know.
Okay. Had you seen him prior to February 16th?
No,
Okay. Where was everyone in the car before the shooting?
Jay was in the driver's seat. I was in the passenger. TJ and Elo was behind me.
Okay. Which seat was TJ in?
I think he was behind me. He was behind me.
Okay. When you say behind, which seat behind you?
Like directly behind me on the right.
Okay. What about D'Lo?
I think he on the left side of the car.
Was he behind anyone?
Me and Jay could make it front.
Okay, but which seat in the back behind?
Is he behind the driver's seat or the passenger seat?
The driver's seat.
Thank you. Now, earlier, we had gotten into the point where you heard where the pull at. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Do you recall who said that?
I'm not sure. Said I don't recall.
Okay. What about a firearm?
I did see the woman I looked over.
Okay. Where did you see the firearm at?
Next to her head.
Who had the firearm?
I'm not sure. I stood still.
I'm sorry?
I stood still once I seen that and heard where the pole was at.
Okay, well, you saw a gun. Where was it coming from?
The left side.
Okay.
Is that the driver's left or the passenger left? Passenger side.
I'm sorry, where are you?
Yeah, you said it came from the left.
Yeah, I'm in
Left
the
back.
from the driver's side.
Driver's side.
Somewhere from that area.
Okay. Other than that gun that's pointed at Jalen, did you see any other firearms at this point?
No,
Had you seen any firearms prior to this gun being pointed at Jalen?
no.
Before, how long between the where's the pull at and the gun would you say passed?
Like it happened at the same time.
Yeah, how long?
Yeah, that's happened at the same time.
So you hear where's the full at, you see the gun?
Yes.
Okay. What's the next thing you observe?
Shit.
No? Remember?
Yeah, I apologize. The next thing I remember is Jalen wrestling,
With who?
TJ D-Lo, but I ain't really paying attention for real.
Where are they wrestling at?
Outside somewhere. They outside the car.
And TJ was over there too?
Yes,
How did TJ get over there?
he got out the car.
Well, he's on the other side of the car, right?
Yeah,
How did he get over to where D'Lo and Jalen were?
I think they all got out on the same side.
Where are they wrestling at?
Outside of the car.
How close to the car?
Kind of close, I'm not sure all the way. All I could really see was Jay legs.
You could see what?
Jalen legs for, that's all I really see. Jalen legs, his body.
How long does this wrestling go for?
Probably like 30 seconds or so, not so long.
What happens after the 30 seconds?
I just hear shooting.
How many shots?
I don't know, I feel like I heard 7, but I'm not sure.
How close were these gunshots to?
It sounded close, but not like right next to me close.
Where were you when the gunshots were going off?
I stayed in the car.
Where did the wrestling altercation start?
I believe it took place in the car.
What happens after the gun is produced? What does Jalen do?
Jalen turned around and grabbed it.
Grab the gun?
Yeah, and started getting out the car.
And when that happens, could you see that the gun's being held by at that point?
I don't remember. I remember all of them getting out the car, wrestling them.
All three of them?
Yeah.
So after Jalen grabs the car, he does what? Or grabs the gun, I apologize.
He opens the door and gets out the car.
What about D'Lo? What's he do?
He gets out the car.
And what do they do?
They were still wrestling.
Where's Trey?
I'm in the car.
I'm sorry. Where's TJ? Thank you.
He out the car.
Judge, just for the record, Ms. Williams leaving, you want her to leave?
She's fine. Sam, you need to leave?
May I be excused, Your Honor?
I think we're okay. Thank you. Appreciate you.
If you need something.
Okay.
So after the shooting, what do you see next?
I just see Jay body forward.
Okay. What does everyone else do?
They took off running. I jumped in the driver's seat and drove off.
Before that, you see Jalen fall. What about D'Lo? What's he do?
He just runs too. I mean, TJ ran.
He didn't do anything before?
I didn't hear that.
They just ran away. They just ran away.
You didn't see D'Lo do anything before anyway?
No, I didn't see him do anything. I don't remember him doing anything before. No.
Why'd you hit the driver's seat?
Cause I wasn't sure if I was going to get shot, so I just panicked and drove off.
How many firearms did you see?
I've only seen one.
Okay. Did you ever see DJ with a firearm?
No, I can't say I did.
So if you didn't see TJ with a firearm, did you have a firearm?
No, I did not.
What about Kilo?
I can't say I remember seeing him with the firearm. I could just say that I remember seeing the gun.
And that was from the back to the left of you?
Yes.
Who was sitting in the back seat to the left of you?
Duo.
Do you recall talking to the police about an interaction you saw between D'Lo before he ran away and Jalen?
No, I just recall Jalen falling and footsteps running away. I looked at Jay a little bit longer and then I just tried to go.
But my specific question was, do you recall talking to the police about an interaction you saw between D'Lo and Jalen before he ran away?
Other than them wrestling, no, I don't recall.
After the shooting, before the run?
After showing before the run, it looked like somebody walked up to Jay, but I'm not sure who it was. I don't remember who it was. And he took off.
Okay.
Wait, Judge. For the record, this is another attorney talking to, I just want to make sure.
Right, we're gonna get his name for the record and so forth. Mr. Toussaint, what's your name for the record?
Judge, Benson J. Toussaint, 58609, representing the United States.
You were contacted by his parents.
Yes.
All right. And you had an opportunity to consult with the witness as well.
I would so.
All right. Thank you.
So, Mr. Smith, before Mr. Toussaint walked in, you had indicated you saw someone doing what?
It looks like someone walked up to Jay, but I'm not sure who it was.
Do you recall telling the police who it was?
Cool.
What did you tell the police that you saw this person do?
Probably grab something off of him and then check out for him. But that's it.
So you remember that, but not who you saw do this?
No, it was dark outside.
You didn't say it was dark outside to the police, did you?
I don't recall.
Mr. Smith, is it fair to say you don't want to be here today?
Yes.
Are you afraid?
Yes.
So after all this happens, do you recall speaking to the police?
I do recall speaking to the police.
And that was about February 29th. Does that sound about right?
I'm not sure what day it was.
Okay. Other than giving a statement, what did you and the police do?
I had to take a lie detector test.
Okay, anything after that?
No.
What about photos?
So,
Were you shown some photos? What we call a lineup?
I believe so.
Okay. And if I showed you first, a sheet you signed, would you recognize that, sir?
Probably so.
First, I'm marking proposing to number 2. Showing it to Mr. Kenneth. Okay. Mr. Smith, what did I hand you that your attorney now has in his hands?
Eyewitness identification form.
Is that a fair copy of the form that you were shown as part of the lineup procedure?
I think so.
Well, do you have your signature on there, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And other than the exhibit sticker I put on the top there, you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, does that form appear to be changed in any way?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, take a moment to look at it.
I don't remember how I looked before.
Okay.
So.
Is that your signature on it, sir?
That's my name. I didn't write that up.
Approach. Come in.
Yes.
Is that your signature at the bottom, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the form you signed back on February 29th?
I guess if that was the date. Yeah.
Well, it's dated February 29th, right?
Okay, yes.
You dispute that it happened on February 29th?
Can you repeat that?
Do you have any reason to believe that this didn't happen on February 29th?
No, I just told you I wasn't aware of the day he said that.
Can I move to admission number 2?
What is it? What is it?
The eyewitness form, Judge?
Statement that he gave?
The eyewitness identification form, Judge.
Identification.
Yes, sir.
Can you judge?
Yes,
Mr. Judge.
I don't think it's clear at this point that he's admitting that's his. There's no questions as to who he identified then as opposed to now. Does he agree to that or not? We want to know.
Judge, I haven't gotten into the ID portion itself, just the fact that this is the form he said he signed and the signature is on, although the copy is bad, but he's indicated that this is the form he signed. That means he's adopting the form that he signed back on February 29th. So I think proper foundation's been made.
That's the part that I'm objecting to. He's not saying that he's adopting the form. He said there was a signature.
Just by signing the form
Is
that
that the
he's
form,
adopting.
that's the form that you signed, sir? You met with the police?
I believe so.
Admitted.
Thank you.
Objections noted for the record.
Thank you.
Now, as part of that process, Mr. Smith, do you recall about how many photos you looked at?
It was a lot. I don't know.
When you were looking at those photos, did you see anyone that you recognized?
I wouldn't say I've seen anybody I recognize, just a hairstyle.
You still got that, or Mr. Toussaint still has that statement. Can you read for me under witness statement for me, please, the handwritten portion?
Do you want to refresh it correctly?
No, I would like him to read the document to the record.
I picked number 3 because of the eyes and the short hair. And it looks like.
No, read it exactly as it says it.
I picked number 3 because of the eyes and the short hair. This is the one who shot Jalen. I think his name is Steve-O.
Thank you. So again, you told the police that D'Lo shot Jalen, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you signed a photograph identifying D'Lo, do you recall that?
I don't recall that.
Well, if I showed it to you, would that help refresh your memory?
Probably so.
I'm marking and showing proposed exhibit 3, but first it'll be for refreshing purposes, Jeff.
Okay.
May I approach?
Okay.
May I publish due to the court, Judge?
Yes.
Mr. Smith, what did I hand to you and your attorney just now?
Picture.
Okay, do you recognize that handwriting on there, sir?
Yes.
Okay, you recognize that signature on there, sir?
Yeah.
That help you refresh your memory as to the photo you selected back on February 29th, 2024?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, is that a fair and accurate copy of that photo that you identified and signed back on February 29th, 2024?
Yes.
Other than the exhibit sticker that I placed on there, has this been changed in any way that you would know of?
No.
All right, move to the admission of number 3.
Any objection?
There's some objections for it, and actually, if this is part of the lineup, here is a picture of what he wants admitted now is a picture of only one person, not a lineup.
Picture of who we identified.
I'm sorry?
Picture of who we identified.
Well, I don't know. That's for, in terms of the lineup, I'm objecting. If that's up to you, Judge, if that's the person or not, that's up to
What's
you.
your objection to the line?
My objection is that there's only one person in this particular picture and all of the statements that he's made so far.
So you indicated that you were shown a lot of pictures. That particular picture, overall, and
Just so the record's clear, Judge, I'm not admitting the 6-pack ring. May I publish to the court?
yes.
One moment, Your Honor, I'm just checking my notes, I apologize. All right, I think I have no further questions at this time, thank you.
Cross-examine.
Thank you, Jay. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll see you.
Is it all right to say good morning to me?
Good morning.
This
Okay.
afternoon.
This afternoon, good afternoon. Are you afraid now?
Yeah, a little nervous.
Yeah. Would you agree with me that you first said that you didn't know two people?
Yes.
Then you had to talk to two attorneys?
Yes.
You talked to the prosecutor?
Not until today.
And your statement changed, right?
Yes.
Your testimony changed, is that right?
Yes.
And I guess you were told what the penalties were for lying.
Yes.
And they're much more extreme because this is a murder case, right?
Yes.
When you were with the police, you say you made that statement, right?
Yes.
Were you under arrest?
I believe so, yes.
Well, were you free to move around on your
No.
own? Did they ever put handcuffs on you?
Yes.
Were you free to go home when you wanted to?
No.
When you were under arrest?
Yes.
When you were under arrest, you talked to police officers?
Yes.
And that's when you made the statement? Or some statement?
Yes, some statement.
Okay. And at that point, after you made the statement, you were released?
No.
So you're still in custody?
Yes.
How long you been in custody?
I was in there for like 3 days.
So you still in custody was my question.
Oh, no.
So at some point, you were released?
Yes.
After you made the statement?
Yes. Well,
Before you made the statement or after you made the statement?
after.
And when you said that you didn't know these two people, you had sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, right?
Yes.
And then you said you didn't know the people that got in the car.
Yes.
Did you believe that if you did not change that statement back to what you originally told the police, you'd be locked up again?
Can you explain the question?
If you didn't just say that you knew Donald, you think you'd been locked up again?
Yes.
If you didn't say that maybe Donald was in the car, you'd be locked up again, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be locked up, do you?
No.
That's got a lot to do with why you changed your statement and said, okay, what Donald is right, what I said to the police.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
Yes.
No further, Judge.
Can you read that?
Mr. Smith, after you spoke to your attorney, whichever, I know there's been a few this morning, but after you spoke to your attorney, you said you've been telling the truth?
Yes.
This morning's been, or into the afternoon, was a little uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
At any point, were you promised or threatened anything by my office to testify today, sir?
Not personally, no.
All right, great question, Judge.
All right. So, sir, the statement that you gave the police, was that the truth as far as you remember?
As far as I remember, I would say, I'm not sure.
You're not sure about what?
What you're asking.
You're not sure about what I'm asking? Let me see if I can be more specific. when you said that when this shooting happened, that it came from behind you and from the left side, was that the truth?
Yes.
You said that a person took something off of Jalen or Jay after the shooting. Is that the truth?
I believe so.
That's what you remember?
Yeah, that's right.
You saw that? Did you see what was taken?
No.
Where did they take it from?
Obviously, behind me somewhere.
Was it in pockets or?
I'm not sure. I didn't look that hard. I just seen somebody walking up to him for it.
When you say that the two other people besides you and Jalen that got in the car, one of them was D-Lo and the other one was TJ. Is that the truth?
Yes.
When you say that D-Lo was sitting behind the driver's seat in the back seat of the car, is that the truth?
Yes.
Any questions based on my questions?
No, Judge.
No, Judge.
Thank you, sir. You may step. Thank you, Mr. Susan. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what this is going to happen to people.
No, Judge.
Anything on behalf of the defendant?
No, sir.
Please.
I move for bind over instruction to plaintiff warrant, specifically count 1 felony murder, count 2 felony firearm. After the testimony today, there was an oral demand for the pole, where's the pole, which is, as Mr. Stiss stated, he understood that to be, he thinks, a gun. And then there was also the testimony of the pulling of something from the Mr. Sparks after this all had happened. So it's going to be a killing that's done in the course of or an attempted robbery. I don't think there's any dispute, Judge, that the shots to Mr. Sparks were to his back specifically. Pull up my ME report, Judge, so I don't say it wrong.
I read the ME report.
No, I'm making sure I have it right, Judge.
And from right to left.
Yeah, Judge. Which all points to, and as you've heard from the testimony, to the defendant, Dallas Hall, being the shooter in this case. You had 2 very reluctant witnesses that came into court today, Judge. But through it all, they were pretty consistent, although it was pulling some teeth at times, Judge. We heard from TJ, who was Terrence Oden, who was the back right passenger of the car. He indicated that he felt the gunshots, although he said he heard the gunshots coming from the front, that they came next. Put that with the testimony of the fact that Trayvon Smith, observed a gun from the back left come behind, pointed at Jalen Sparks' head with the oral demand of where's the pole at. This all points to only one possible person in the car, which was identified by both people that testified today as the defendant, Dallas Hall.
Okay, let me short circuit this because I don't have so much of an issue as to who the shooter is. If there's any concern I have, it's the felony murder. What evidence do you have that this was a felony murder as opposed to a second degree murder?
Judge, there was the demand for where's the pole at, which, and then there's the actual taking off the body of what I don't know, Judge, but it has to be done during the course of or the attempt of a larceny, I believe is what was charged. So it doesn't matter if the larceny is completed before the shooting or just after. This was clearly done with the purpose of taking something from the
That's the part I'm struggling
Mr.
with.
Sparks.
Clearly done with purpose. I heard one witness testify about something about where's the pole. But what exactly does that mean other than where's the gun? Is he saying where's the gun because I have a gun and I don't want you to produce a gun and perhaps shoot me? Or am I trying to steal the gun from him? And then there's some vague statement about him being outside of the car and somebody going up and taking something off of him. Not what you have to establish for what was taken off was of value. Nobody was able to tell me what, if anything, was taken off.
Judge,
Nobody even said that he had a gun.
and I don't think that's material though, Judge, for a probable cause finding. All we have to do is that there has to be
But
during
if
the
you're
course
saying
of.
that somebody took something off of them or tried to take something off of them, you have to establish that it did in fact happen.
Judge, it just has, or there has to be the oral demand in the course of the robbery. As soon as you point a gun at someone and say, give me the gun or give me whatever, that's an armed robbery. It doesn't even matter if it's completed or not, Judge. At that point, it's an attempted armed robbery. And that's all that has to be found for felony murder, Judge. It doesn't have to be completed. We don't have to specify what was even taken, just the fact or what they're asking for, Judge. Just the fact that, where's the pole? I've got a gun to the back of your head. That's sufficient for an armed robbery, Judge, which would be sufficient for a felony murder charge.
Mr. Kennedy.
Well, first of all, I agree with the court's argument, and it's not, it wasn't testified to the way that Mr. Kehoe presented it to you. It was, where is the gun? It isn't, give me the gun, or give me what you have. It's just, where is the gun? And the statement, where is the pole? I know in slang, pole is gun, but where is the pole? After tussling in the car, which leads to tussling outside the car before a shooting, doesn't necessarily say that there was a robbery going on. I don't think that there's a probable cause to determine that this was a robbery. And secondly, I'm also objecting to the identification of the way it was as to who was in the back seat and who was actually the one with the gun. It could, just because the gun was coming from the left side doesn't mean that anyone that's in the back seat could have had the gun and just pointed it at the driver's head, which is, he's in the driver's seat, it's on the left side. So I don't want to say that that was Mr. All at that point. And I don't think that Mr. Smith was ever asked, is this Dayla or is this the shooter? He's talking about the statement and what he said in the statement.
Except for the fact that he identified a photograph to this court looks like the defendant as the person that he says was the shooter, Dayla. As I indicated, I don't have too much of an issue as the defendant being the shooter, at least for probable cause purposes. The court finds that the defendant, Dallas All, was the person who had the gun in the backseat of that vehicle and ultimately shot Jalen Sparks. My struggle is with the felony murder, and that Mr. Kinney is correct. The statement I heard was, where's the pole, not give me the pole, or words to that effect that would indicate there's a robbery taking place. I saw testimony of there being some kind of struggle. Heard testimony, inconsistent testimony as to whether the shooting took place. Did it take place inside the car? Did it take place outside the car? In the event, both witnesses indicate or seem to indicate that it was neither one of them who did the shooting, but that it was the defendant, Mr. All, who did that. Mr. All, who appeared to be somewhat of the outsider as it relates to these four individuals. Because Jalen, TJ, and I forget the third guy's name. Oh, Trayvon. All knew each other. They smoked weed together. They hung out together. Just recently did Mr. All come into the picture and started hanging out with Trayvon. Not Trayvon, but TJ. In any event, I don't find that people met their burden of probable cause as it relates to felony murder. However, I do find that they do have a second-degree murder and count 2 felony firearm. Those charges being committed in the city of Detroit, there being probable cause to believe this offender committed them. The court will bind the defendant over to Wayne County 3rd Circuit Court Criminal Division for further proceedings. His arraignment on the information date and time will be May 23rd, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. defendant will be remanded to the custody of Wayne County
Thank
Sheriff.
you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tino. Always a pleasure.
Did he get his executive or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Should just be clear, Judge.
Well, of course, that concludes the docket for today. Hope to see you tomorrow, same bat station, same bat.